up? I'm Ayla.
Hi, I'm Beth Ann.
And this is Let's Talk BL, a Boys Love podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. It is Sunday, Series Sunday, the day of the week where we talk all about one series and one series only, chock full of spoilers. So, if you have not watched Cooking Crush, go watch it now. It's really cute.
Or be spoiled. I feel like every now and then we have a series that we'll talk about where I'm like, you know what? If I were to be spoiled about this show, I would still go watch it.
Yeah, I agree.
And this is one of those. Like, there's nothing so, like...
Plot twisty.
Yeah, plot twisty that you're going to be like,
no.
Oh, yeah, like, you could totally be spoiled about this show and then still go watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very typical, like, boy meets boy, boy likes boy, boy gets boy.
Maybe they want to kiss.
They kiss.
Yeah.
There's some drama.
There's drama. There's, you know, we have to have a countryside frolic.
We do.
Right? This is like a new one.
A hometown frolic.
Yeah, like have we had like a countryside?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I know. Okay.
Shout out OffGun.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 12 episodes. It was produced by GMMTV, so it's on YouTube, obviously.
It's also on WeTV if you would like to watch the extended cut.
Yeah.
WeTV does have it. You'll have to have a VPN if you're not in one of the countries that it is available on WeTV in.
So what, like set the VPN to like Thailand?
Yeah. So, and you need, if you're in the States and I believe Canada, it's called Tencent. This is always very confusing for people. Like if you're in the App Store or like the Google Play Store, it's called Tencent Video, like TENCENT video. That is WeTV.
WeTV, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 10 played by Ma. Prem played by Gun. Faya played by Neo, and Dynamite played by Aungpao. Oh my god, y'all. Okay, before we get into the synopsis, I have to like just scream about Aungpao right now because I have never been so proud. We of course love
Project
Alpha, and Aungpao, like, I guess, like, we paid attention to him a little bit. Like,
I remember we talked about him. We loved his name, right?
Yes.
We were like, okay, this is cute. We, like, know the word for red envelope now.
He made it pretty far.
And he made it pretty far. He was really sweet. He was very similar to another boy that also did not make it into the group, but is now also signed to GMMTV, which is funny. And Aungpao is just this like sweet little baby the whole time.
And so talented. Yeah. And we were just so excited when he got signed to GMMTV.
We were so happy for him.
And then when he got this, and then
we were so confused. I will say we were like, so are they gonna like rewrite it so they're not a ship? Like what?
Yeah.
Like, Aungpao's a baby.
Yeah, he's 17. Yeah. I know we were like, are they gonna kiss?
We were like, how are we gonna
Do they kiss? They do kiss, don't they? And so, yeah, it was one of those things where watching this show, I was like, he's doing such a good job.
It was like my child. My child.
Because, I mean, like, imagine, like, you're 17 years old and your first series you get with ATP and Dome, who are, like, these huge actors and, like, performers in Thailand.
Like, OffGun. Right, like you are in the OffGun series. Like that's wild.
Like truly, and you're paired with Neo, especially coming out of OnlyFriends, and you're replacing Mark. So like he could have been
replacing Mark.
He could have been set up for failure, but he killed it. I'm so happy for him.
I am so proud of him.
Oh, it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Okay, synopsis. Yes.
Third year culinary students Prem, Dynamite, and Samsi are intrigued when they find out about a cooking competition with a huge reward that would be perfect for their gang. Prem is losing confidence in his skills as a chef when he meets Ten, a medical student under a heavy burden of stress. Ten approaches Prem to teach him cooking, and Prem uses this as a scam opportunity to make money. However, as the lessons go on, it isn't just the food that's hot, but also their faces as they slowly fall for each other.
Excuse me?
Like, I kind of get it. Right? Like, their face, like, you know.
Like, they're blushing.
Yeah.
But it's such a funny...
It's like a weird... Yeah, it's like a weird connection to make. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I will say, okay, that's a solid synopsis. However, I honestly don't think that Prem scammed 10. Sure, he charged him more, but, like... 10 has money.
That's not a scam. That's an upcharge. Like, listen,
Yes.
10 is just experiencing the
As-
farang rate.
Yes, as literally as white people who have been to Thailand who get charged more, and it's like on signs. It's like if you are a foreigner, you pay 100 baht more than the Thai people.
Which, by the way, is
understandably.
like fair. I don't pay taxes in Thailand.
There's
so like fair.
literally 36 baht to $1. So like I get it.
Yeah. Also, again, like fair. Like I don't pay taxes, right? Because a lot of the things that you pay more on, well, okay, we'll get into what you pay more on. But like a lot of the things that it's advertised that you pay more on are like historical sites or like national monuments, things that are upkept by the government, right? So like if you are a taxpayer, if you are a citizen of Thailand, like of course you're already paying for that, right? So like foreigners, people that aren't already paying for that should pay more. Now, that being said, I will say it's kind of bullshit in restaurants because like we went to multiple restaurants with like a group of Thai people.
Authentic Thai restaurants.
Like we're talking like hole in the wall, like you wouldn't try it if you didn't speak Thai. Like one of the places we went, I was like, I really was dedicated to going to this restaurant before we left. Yeah. It was like the like clay pot, right? You see it in series. And I was like, I was warned by the person that recommended it to me that like you really need a Thai person with
Thai.
you. Yeah, like he told me, he was like, you really need a Thai person with you. He was like, I can't go with you, but you really need a Thai person with you. And so like I asked one of my other, like I was asking all around and like nobody could make it. Just like it was like a hard date. And I vividly remember sending it to one of our other friends, and he was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I have plans. He was like, but where are you trying to go? And I like sent it to him, and he goes, oh, let me see if I can move my plans. Like he fully was like, oh, good luck. Luckily, one of our Thai besties came through, and we did end up getting to go. But yeah, like we did need a Thai person. But like that was one of the restaurants. So we went to a few of those kinds of places, and every single time the bill would come and the Thai people would be like, no, bring it to me.
This is not right.
And like our Thai friends would read it and they would call the waiter over. They'd be like, Pika. And they'd be like, no. They'd be like chatting with them in Thai, and like the little lady would have to like go back and change the bill because she realized, oh, I guess I need to charge them Thai price. Yeah, like farang, like the farang rate is real in Thailand. Like you're gonna pay more everywhere you go for everything.
Understandable.
And it's fine. Like I'm okay with it. Like shout out to our Thai friends that were like
had our backs.
They were like they're Thai. Like,
okay, so OffGun returns. This feels so authentically OffGun.
It's so OffGun. I was so excited. So
it was just so sweet.
Yeah.
I was so excited.
I love OffGun. I always have. OffGun have just always been like, of the GMMTV, like of the pillars. Yeah. I have always been a huge fan of Aungpao, and I've always felt like Gun is just like too
genius
good for us in general, like us as a society. Yeah. Like we don't deserve him.
Yeah. Somebody made a comment on our OffGun interview, and they were like, Gun seems uninterested, and I was like, he should be. He literally should be.
Yeah. Like
I am also uninterested in Gun being interested in what I have to say.
Like I'm uninterested for him. Yeah. Like he absolutely shouldn't have to talk to me.
But he was a gem, and he was absolutely
interested. Behalf. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
So of course I've told this story before about how I like, ended up getting to sit next to Off for my little group picture. Yes. And I was a little bit worried for that interview, right? Like it ended up being fine. I only had one moment where I was like,
Off and Gun are just so Off himself is just so disarming that you're just so like overwhelmed by his chaos that you're like, I have no time to be nervous or like comprehend what is happening right now.
Yeah, like we absolutely need to talk about the fact that literally they came on to the interview, right? Because like we do a little like pre-interview like explainer stuff. They pop on the screen in that interview literally screaming. Like their faces popped on the screen and Off just started screaming. Like he literally just started screaming. Like he was unhinged from the get. Like oh god, I'm obsessed with him. But so I did watch Puppy Honey. I watched the like OffGun edit of Puppy Honey, and like this feels like original like OffGun sweetness. Even like Theory of Love is pretty sweet. Yeah, like it's very very sweet. Like even though like Kai gets hit by a car, it's like a whole thing,
and it's so frustrating and dramatic. The whole like
it's very dramatic.
Back and forth. I did love. loved this character for Off. I love that he was like, I see a boy, I'm gonna get a boy.
Well, and he gets to kind of be like dopey almost.
Yeah.
Like silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially given his character in Theory of Love, how like he's just such an asshole.
Yeah, Kai is the worst.
But Ma Tim was just so wholesome, and like that scene, and I saw a lot of people talking about the scene where he has like the panic attack at the hospital because of like because they cast Apple, shout out Apple, in both the playing Ten's mom and this like nurse at the hospital, and she has like an asthma attack, and so Ten has to save her, and so he has this panic attack at the hospital, and people were talking about how incredible that scene was because he had to do it by himself, which is crazy because a lot of these actors talk about how they like feed off each other when they have to do these emotional things, and how like and how Off was able to portray this scene, and so like there was some like really heavy seriousness to this for Ten specifically because you have the like relationship with his dad and like his mom had passed away, and like all of these different dynamics of like he's also questioning like his commitment. He has this, you know, his medical stuff, right? There was just so much that Ten was just going through something.
Yeah, Ten was going through a lot of things.
Meanwhile, Sweet Prem is like, I just need to cook my food.
Yeah.
It's very cute. I enjoyed this too because like it's the role reversal of Theory of Love,
right?
Where like Gunn doesn't have to really cry or go through anything. Like he definitely has his moments because like the cooking competition stuff, but Off is really the heavyweight in this series.
Yeah, Off did really amazing. I loved this series. I loved it so much. Because like Theory of Love was very sweet too. Like even though it did have some like craziness, it was like ultimately very sweet. Mm-hmm. Not Me was like a whole different ball game, and so it was like, and that show is that series was just so amazing, and it was so cool to see this like different side to both of them. Mm-hmm. I love that we just got back to this like dopey, silly, sweet, like, although I am very curious, like I think part of the I don't know, I would love to like talk to Pita and be like, Pita, explain to me your ways, because I'm like, why didn't we give OffGun like another serious one, like, because they really clearly have the acting chops.
I think because after Not Me, they specifically were like, we want to do fun, we want to do light.
I mean, maybe, but when we interviewed them, Off was like, the best thing that ever happened to me was doing Not Me. I loved playing that. I loved like everything about that. So like, and we know ATP is like an actor, and he prefers to be like an actor, right?
Yes.
So like, I don't know necessarily that they asked for that. Like I disagree.
No, I think I think that like I heard it. Like they did an interview or like I think I want to say potentially this could be like a thing on Twitter that like I came across that it's like it came from them. Or maybe you watched the GMMTV announcement. Do you remember what they said about like the announcement of this?
Oh my God, it's been so long.
Right?
Yeah, I watched that live, and I just remember being so hyped that OffGun was coming back because I was worried they weren't going to get a series this year. I don't remember what they said.
Anyways. Yeah. But yeah, I thought they brought like this could have been like a silly series and just like a little too fluffy, but I do feel like they grounded it because it's OffGun.
I think that Fi and Dynamite though actually, listen, I love OffGun and I know this is blasphemy, but I think Fi and Dynamite were my favorite couple in the show. Yeah.
Amazing.
It was such a fun dynamic. Like specifically that one scene where like Dynamite has to go to the library because Fi has gotten like drunk in the library.
Oh my God, that scene is perfection.
I love that whole scene from Fi getting drunk in the library, which is so funny. Like
so funny.
Neo just kills it. It kills comedic timing in a way that only Neo can.
Yeah.
God, and he does such a good job. Like, so from the time that Fi is like getting drunk in the library to the point where he like calls Dynamite, and then like Dynamite shows up, and there's a whole like all the way through to when like Fi wakes up on the beanbag in the library, and he's like, oh God, like, was that real? Did I dream about him? Like, what is happening here? And then Dynamite walks in and he's just like, so just like shook. He's like, oh no, oh God. Like, you know, like in Vino Veritas, right? Like where he's like, oh God, like, cause he's still trying to process that he likes this boy. And it's just like, God, it is the funniest, sweetest, like cutest thing. I just like it so much.
And the way that Neo played this role, because Neo's character, Fi had a journey, right? Because he has the Luke Jung moment with Jane, where he is like, I like this girl, I want to be with this girl, and they start this relationship, and then she becomes the best girl character, and she's like, no, you like this boy, it's okay, we're not a thing anymore, like, I don't have time for you, I am gonna go do my own thing. And then Fi is like, oh gosh, I have like the pressures of my mom, and I'm starting to like a boy, and I've never had these feelings before, but like I understand you, Neo, because Aungpao is a gem of a sweet little angel boy.
Such a sweet little angel.
And then like just like the realness of this character, but with like the comedic undertones that like Neo brought to this character.
He's just so good at like making like
solid. He
can somehow make things so light.
That scene in the car where they get accused of being prostitutes was probably it was one of the best. Behind the bookstore moment, that when he's like, when Dynamite's like, you like me, don't you? And the look on Fi's face where like Neo plays it so understated, but you know that he's finally embracing how he feels about this boy.
Neo is just such a good actor. And also, like, you know what? Neo is a good human. And like, shout out Neo for going public with his girlfriend.
I know.
This is one of my favorite things that has happened in 2024.
Same.
I am so excited about this.
Behind AJ employ, I'm very excited for a twin to also potentially be with this girl.
Shout out.
But yeah, Neo and Mint.
Yes.
And Neo being so happy on Twitter and being like, thank you guys for loving
supporting me.
I mean, him and his girlfriend are fully unhinged because the TikToks are crazy.
I mean, I feel like you have to be unhinged to date Neo because Neo himself is fully unhinged.
Also,
and like, isn't there a tagline like he's weird but she's weirder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, my question is like, why does she write everything in English? Is she fluent in English, or is she like, is she shading Neo because like he doesn't speak English very well?
Truly, no. I don't know that we'll ever understand them, and I'm okay with that. Like,
yeah,
I just am so happy for Neo. I love Neo so much.
Me too.
I'm just so genuinely tickled.
So speaking of the friends, I loved all the friend groups we had for Prem. We had, of course, Dynamite and Samsi, which Samsi, if you don't know, the guy who played him, he's like a really popular singer in Thailand. Like, he has a beautiful voice, and he's also like plays these like crazy characters. He played one of the managers in War of Y, which is really funny. But the plot twist, spoiler alert, this is maybe a shocker. The plot twist that he ends up dating Prem's sister came out of left field. I think it was another one of those like, are they all gay things? Where I think people were shipping Samsi and
what
Mita.
What in the Not Me? What in the Not Me? Right? Like how in Not Me we were like, no, it's gay.
You're like,
we were like, and then they even revealed that it wasn't gay, and literally
so
everybody
gay.
Watching that show was like, no, it's gay.
No, it's gay.
Like,
who played that? Was it Mond? No. Yes. Who played in Not Me?
Which one? Which character?
With what was his name?
First?
No.
No. Because Mond is in Not Me, and Mond and like First have like a thing.
Black's friend, white.
Well, no, black and white are like
yeah.
I'm confused. Who are you talking about? I have no idea who you're talking about.
Wait, hold on. They shipped.
Sings. Are you talking about Sings?
No.
Okay.
Hold on. The girl who dates Black.
Film.
Yes. Jean, right, is her like character Eugene in the show.
Yeah.
She also was like seeing that boy. Is that boy Mond?
Mond.
Okay.
Because I remember watching that show and being like, yeah, damn girl, like, okay, yeah. For sure.
Right, because like they thought Mond and Black were a thing.
Yeah.
Yes. So where was I going with that?
But then Mond and first character also have like a moment
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
roof of that car.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a whole thing.
I mean, truly,
But yeah, they even revealed that like the G was for Eugene.
Yeah.
And everybody was like,
how dare?
No, everybody was just like, nah. Like literally nobody was like, how dare. Everybody was like, I just don't accept this as canon. Like,
I do love how like he wasn't gay and Mond wasn't gay and not me. And I feel like JoJo saw how upset people were that he did not kiss a boy and not me. And he was like,
kiss all the boys.
I'll fix that.
And now he's going to kiss boys eternally as a vampire in Golden Blood.
Another great example of a straight in a public relationship boy who can like kiss a boy.
Mond has a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Cute.
Publicly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very cute.
The only like girlfriend I knew about, like the only couple I knew about previously was Pepper and Luke June.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Again, Pepper also can like look at a boy like he wants to kiss him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever kissed a boy.
I was pulling for him in Star in My Mind.
Me too.
I was. Yeah.
He was a little sketchy.
But like he's so cute.
He's so cute. Oh my god. I will truly
forgive him for his cuteness.
like a gem of a human.
God, it's so annoying. Yeah. It's just so annoying. Cause I was just thinking how we're like, yeah, like he was sketchy and like not really the best, but like he was so cute. I was just thinking like I saw a TikTok recently where like this girl was like being she was like being attracted to men is so embarrassing. She was like being attracted to men is so embarrassing because literally you'll be like, and when I talk he listens. And I was like, damn, yeah.
Oh my god, that's literally our new tagline for any character that like does the bare minimum.
Being attracted to men is so embarrassing.
He listens.
I talk and he listens.
Pepper did listen.
Pepper did listen.
Boston did not listen.
No, Boston listened, but he disregarded.
Yeah, he did not care. Okay, anyways. And then Sweet Mitha, who was also Ten's friend, he was the one that I was like, is it gay? Are they gonna kiss? That would have been really funny, actually. That would have been a funny dynamic.
Yeah.
Because they were like very back and forth with each other. Also, fun fact, 2 fun facts actually. Peng, so Prem's sister in the show is Gun's sister IRL, and she had to audition for the show.
Yeah,
which
and
I thought was
Off
cute.
told a story about how like it was a little bit scary because Gun would be like really hard on her.
Yeah,
like he would be like watching behind, like
what's
Gun
wrong?
would or
Yeah.
Off would be on set like watching, and Gun would just like fucking like read her to filth like apparently and just be like really hard on her. And Off like has, if you watch the like before show documentary thing is when he talks about it, you know, they released that. That's where he talks about it, and he's like, it was like, he's like, I was like kind of scared.
Speaking of that, it's really interesting that GMMTV does this now. And especially for this show, it was really interesting because it was the very first time that we saw Neo and Aungpao interact with each other. And it was kind of cute because in that little like sneak preview, they're sitting side by side and like being interviewed about things. And their dynamic is very much like Fire and Dynamite's dynamic at first, because they're like, you can tell that they're comfortable with each other, but they're a little nervous because they don't really know each other.
Like not really
there's
friends.
Like, right, there's like an age difference.
Substantial age difference. Yeah.
And so it was so interesting to watch Aungpao and Neo interact. And then it like lended itself to such a great on-screen chemistry that I was like, I'm just so proud of Aungpao, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so nice. Okay, the other fun fact is that Ten's dad was Black and White's dad and not me.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
That's so fun. Because I remember
that's a fun little like.
I remember saying something about the dad and not me being somehow related to Cooking Crush, and I was like, wait, what? And so I went and looked, and that's fun.
Yeah, that's a fun little. He's Papa to Off and Gun. Shout out.
I know. I love when that happens, when they like bring like the older characters across shows.
Yeah.
Like how there's like the BL mom that's like shown up here.
Yeah, like
and there.
Tigger's mom has been in a few things.
Yeah. It's very fun. Yeah, overall this show I feel like was just like a nice balance to, because it was during like Pit Babe and like The
And also Last
Sign
Twilight.
and Last Twilight,
which was like a lot.
Yeah, and so this one was like so just like enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
like
it was just like like you could just like relax. Like
the scene, one of my favorite scenes in this series was when Prem is about to go, or sorry, Ten is about to go to his little internship in the countryside, and they've like decided to like take a pause on their relationship, but they meet at that coffee shop, and then they're like trying to make out in all the places, and just like the dynamic of the two of them, not necessarily specifically about the making out, but like the like chemistry of that was just fun to watch, because to see how different the chemistry was in Not Me, because like that series lended itself towards something so different. To see
it was like a different type of intimacy.
Yeah.
Like a different type of
Yeah.
like
The
this was more like
intimacy,
playful and fun and like
Yeah.
this like I will say
That's very
those
cute.
clips are everywhere on Twitter. I remember when that episode came out, like before I even watched the episode, it was like
Well, because we have a glasses take off,
right. Yeah.
but I will say Bank did it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go watch Me on the Star.
Yeah.
Just do it. It's fun. Maybe a Louis Bank cut. I wonder if that
Maybe
exists.
just that episode. So I will say that specific scene, like shout out Enflo, they know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
just go to Inflow YouTube.
They like cut that specific scene. You just watch that specific scene. That's what you need.
Inflow really does know what they're doing, because if you are unaware, they've literally just like clipped the NC scenes on Gaga Ooh La La and have called it like behind the NC scenes, and it's literally just an uncut version of like from action to cut of them like doing it. It's not even like a behind the scenes like angle. It's literally the cut from the show. It's
That's
so
peak.
it's
That's peak.
so funny. Oh my god. Oh god.
I had something else I was gonna say about Cooking Crush, but I lost it.
I'm so sorry.
It flew out my brain.
We started talking about NC.
Oh god. What was I gonna say? Must not have been that important.
I love that we got a oven mitt for merch.
The merch. Cute.
I also really love that scene where they're like holding hands inside the oven mitt, and the fact that they put the camera inside the oven mitt. That was one of those moments where I was like, dang.
Ooh, okay, no, I remember. So one thing about this show that I think would be valuable for everybody to go like take a look at is to like go look at like fan translations and alternate translations and like explanations, because there was a lot of wordplay in this show that if you just read the subs you wouldn't understand. And so like one that I wanted to point out is in the very first episode of the show when like they meet in the market, right? And he's bought these onions, and the onions and like Off picks up the onion, and he like has it in his hand, and like Prem walks over to him. The Thai phrase that he's saying, and they didn't translate it exactly like this, but like in Thai there are words that mean many things, and like it's very Thai, but like essentially it's like this wordplay, and what he's saying is like, do you want to give me a kiss? And that's why Ten is so confused. He's like,
why are you being so forward?
yeah, that's why he's so confused. And I remember watching that scene and being like, I don't understand. Like, is he just stupid? Like, is he just so taken aback by how cute? I was like, what is going on here? Why is he being so like weird? And then like there's like a follow-up. You have to go like Decoding Thai on her page did a whole like explanation of this scene, but like basically like he says like, do you want to give me a kiss? And he's like, and then he's like,
yes, please.
He says something about like his hand, and so that's why in the show he like holds out his hand for him to kiss his hand, and then he says, no, you, and then that's why Off kisses his hand, because it's this like word play that's going on.
Yeah.
And that happens like a few times throughout the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I do appreciate that there are a lot of like Twitter stands that will see stuff like that and they're like, you
Yeah.
need to know why. That's why it's nice to like look at the hashtag when the show comes out to see
Yeah.
those moments of like, oh, that's really interesting. Because yeah, a lot of people have picked up on the fact that like subtitles don't always quite do the show justice.
Right. Like the only time I have ever been fully satisfied by subtitles is when I watched I watched not Manner of Death, Together with Me. I watched Together with Me like appropriately. And then I found out that there was a fan translator translated Together with Me, but like behind like a paywall, right? Like as like a Patreon type of thing. It wasn't Patreon. It was like Grab Me a Coffee. What's that other one? It's like Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee is what it's called. And so I went and paid for that because I wanted to see like
Fantastic.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
I also really like Together with Me was very like I was highly interested in Together with Me, I'll be honest.
Interesting.
And so like I went and watched it and like the way she translated it was amazing because like it had words just all over the screen, but it was amazing because like she had like the translation, like the like, subtitle, and then it would be like translator note to like explain what was happening like contextually like with that subtitle.
Yeah.
And it was like that is the only show that I feel like I fully understand. Like I know what happened in that show. Like yeah.
That I do. We've talked about this before. That's why I really do like Vicky because there are so many, because it's like a group of people.
Yeah, they edit each other. Yeah.
And so some people will be more kind of explanatory than other people.
And I just feel like anytime I can get a translator note, it helps me. Like that's why I do really like watching a lot of like clips and cuts from fan translators because like what was the other show that I was watching that there was because I went and looked it up because there was a scene that like confused me in Friend Zone. Is that what that show is called? That like psychotic show. The second season supposedly is better than the first.
Friend Zone, yeah.
Friend Zone. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's right.
Maybe we'll get another season now that Singto's back.
There was a scene in Friend Zone that like I just really did like I wasn't understanding with the subs, and so like I went and looked up to see if there's a fan translator, and sure enough, there was like somebody that had posted it with a bunch of translator notes, and I was like, oh, yeah, now I get it.
Interesting. Yeah, I kind of want to go back and watch Friend Zone because so many of those actors now are like more established because like in BL world there're just so many actors, especially under GMMTV, that like now that like Nat, who plays Singto's boyfriend in Friend Zone, was in like The Sign, and he's like played in so many other things, and AJ or JJ, one of them ends up dating Pluster in that show. Like there's so many different things.
There's a lot happening
that
in
like
show.
And also I think
that
Namtan, there's like a lot of girls in that show that like now I'm kind of more aware of, that I'm like I want to go back and watch that show. I will say the very first Thai show I ever watched wasn't a BL. It was Boy for Rent, which I feel like is appropriate for me. And like so many of those actors, like I can't even tell you who the main actor. I think maybe Mond was one of the main actors. I know Boy for Rent. I honestly don't even remember who the main actors were in that show, except for I think Lee. I think that's when I was first introduced to Lee, who's not even with GMMTV anymore. No. Wonder if he's ever gonna kiss a boy. I would love for that to happen.
Time will tell.
Do you think GMMTV, if you stay there long enough, all the boys kiss all the boys? Because like Mond finally kissed a boy.
Right.
Luke. Come back to GMMTV.
Luke.
I feel like Luke will be one of those boys that like will eventually, like Joss stayed out of BL world, but he did kiss a boy.
Right.
And so now that
I mean, if you're going to kiss a boy, you kiss Tate the One. Like I get it.
Yes.
Like, shout out Joss.
And now that he's fully going to immerse himself in BL world,
he's like, let's just go all the way. He's like, let's go as unhinged as we possibly can.
So Luke is the only holdout. And once he gets back to Thailand, like Luke. Part 2. What if in part 2?
Who would you pair Luke with though?
I mean, ultimately Joss, but like I know that Joss is with Gawain, but like
I also don't know that dynamic really would work, right?
Right.
Like for the types of characters they both always tend to play.
Sure.
So I'm
Luke.
like, who?
I will say Luke is a very sweet man, and like to see him interact with boys behind the scenes, like in Safe House, like when they put sweet Luke in that world, BL world, even though he had never kissed a
Luke
boy.
is really sweet as like a person, but I'm talking about like the characters he plays. Like he needs like.
Yeah, who would he be good paired with?
Yeah, I'm like,
Tell us in the comments.
Who would I pair him with at GMMTV that like is a floater? Is the question.
I mean, the first thing that came to mind was Louis, but like that wouldn't really make sense. Louis just too soft.
No, because like Luke's character is like it's like a boss and a babe kind of like dynamic is like the dynamic that like Luke is gonna have with someone.
Luke and Louis are a fun ship name.
That is. Oh my god.
GMMTV, if you're listening, Luke and Louis,
oh my god,
and they can sing together.
Yeah, they can. Luke can sing and Louis can dance. It'll be great.
Oh my god, that'd be so cute. Luke and Louis. Honestly, I do think that there's like footage of Luke and Louis interacting. Oh my god, now that we've saying Luke and Louis, I'm like obsessed with this whole thing.
Go ship.
I'm fully gonna like start like a petition.
Okay, back to the series. The 2 questions.
Yes.
Would you recommend this to a first timer?
100%.
Yeah, me too. Same. This would be a great intro to BL.
Yeah, it has a good amount of tropes, but like they're easy to understand, and the dynamic is really cute. Plus, like they're a pillar.
It's like sweet and
OffGun.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you rewatch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Have you rewatched Theory of Love?
Yeah.
Like all the way through?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I have. I know I've watched like.
Because Theory of Love was the first OffGun thing I watched, and it really captivated me. Like, I really was like, oh my god, okay.
I have watched a lot of edits of Theory of Love. I do. The people clip that last kiss of OffGuns a lot in like top BL kisses, because like I don't know why.
It's a decent kiss.
Yeah, I think it's because like early days BL, like it was a good
kiss for early days for sure.
Yeah. Compared to like Sodas and Together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would rewatch it.
Excellent. Okay, well, you know what time it is. Time for us to tell you to check out the first fan meeting in Dallas. First one of our faves is coming to America, and this is so exciting because this is the first in-person fan meeting happening in Texas.
Yes.
And
first is a gem. He's
so sweet.
On brand because he's a cute chef.
He is a cute chef. He was in Cute Chef Thailand, of course. And so, although I don't think it's called Cute Chef Thailand, I think we just added that on because Cute Boy Thailand, and it's just like in our heads. Anyways, first is coming to Texas. First in-person fan meeting. You can find tickets online. Link is in the description of this episode. You should check it out. It's going to be a good time.
Yes. Also, go sign up for our Thailand trip. Even though it is fully booked, the wait list is helpful because people drop off. Things happen. Who knows? You can always sign up for that. And who knows, we'll maybe go again.
Yes. If there's a wait list, it's more likely that the company that is putting on this trip will ask us to do another trip.
Yes. And stay tuned for so many more announcements coming soon. But until then, this has been Let's Talk BL. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow all things Let's Talk BL at Let's Talk BL.